I'm live. Yay. Good morning. It is 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. It is morning tea with me. I got my tea bag, putting it in the hot water. Um, Still drinking the same old stuff. Nothing new. Um, let's see. Trying to think. What do I want to talk about today? Oh, I still got to fix my fence. It's not going to be as hot today. It's only supposed to be like, I don't know, 80 some degrees, which is nice. You can kind of see the clouds behind me. Um, there's nice, cool breeze, kind of muggy though. So it is what it is. Uh, um, let's see. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. So um, my brain's just not there yet today, even though I've been up for a while. So I was given an advance copy. I think I told you guys about this. I was given an advance copy of this book. What's it called? It's called "There I Was When Nothing Happened." That's what it is. I'm almost finished with it. It's actually a really, really good book. Um, I apparently it's not going to go live tomorrow. Um, so, but I do have to get. I am going to write a review for it. Uh, so once it's out, it'll be out there. I'll let you guys know. But it is, yeah, it's a really good book. These are stories of people that, like, well, I mean, the way the what you would call it had it as the Kickstarter was badass people who are who basically don't do badass things, like they actually like they get out of that situation without actually having to use any physical fight skills. Now there are some stories in there where it's like, well, technically you did get physical, but um, it was using smart physical stuff. So, and it's funny because not all of the people are martial artists. It's just, I guess you could say, badass people who are just badass in their own right of doing stuff. So far, it's a great book, and in fact, I'm going to put it on my highly suggested read. So I'm going to do a really quick search here. Let's see, what is it called? It is called. So it's funny because we all know that our computers listen to us, but when I went into Amazon, I actually just typed in "there I was," and it one of the options was "when nothing happened." Um, but of course, that book is not there because it's not available. I just wanted to see if it was uh, if there was like a pre thing where it was just like coming soon. Um, I've never seen that. So, but I will share. Let's see. Uh, okay. I'll share this. Let's see. We'll do share. Screen, window, tab. Nope. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is the book right here. There I was when nothing happened. So I guess it's from professionals in the field. So and it's true. There was some of them are EMTs, some of them are firefighters, some of them are police officers, some of them are just regular martial artists. But anyway, so this is it is supposed to go. Of course, the what is it? There you go. So that's the book. I'm thinking that might be the cover. I'm hoping that's the cover. But I just got a PDF. So that's kind of what I'm reading off of. But anyway, it's a great book, highly suggested read. Again, it's going to be on my suggested read. I don't do that a lot when it comes to martial arts. There's a lot of books out there, and there's a lot of crap. I remember being so excited. There was this martial arts book that I can't remember who put it out, but it was like Martial Arts and the Law. And it was it was basically supposed to be this book on, it was supposed to have cases in there, and basically everything that promised, it wasn't. Like, I got this book and it was such a letdown. I was like, so but anyway, this is and one of the reasons I highly suggest this is because, as a martial artist, as somebody who tries to teach people how to be safe, being safe is sometimes just leaving the scenario. You don't have to use these super duper martial arts skills. These physical, knock them out with one strike, do some really cool, fancy lock and take down and put them in handcuffs, or secure them until the cops get there. All this stuff that you'd think, oh, wow, this is movie-like. Nah, sometimes it's just, I like to give you an example. This one story, this guy's coming out of a bar. It's like 2 a.m. And this guy's like, give me your wallet. And he just kind of looks at him and he's like, what do you need? Like, I'm a human, you're a human. And I can't remember if these were actually words that he said or if this is stuff that he was thinking. But basically, he was like, look, I just want to go home in one piece. I just want to help you out. If there's something that I have that I can give you, I mean, I'd like to keep my whole wallet, but if, what do you need? And the guy was like, I actually just need $5. And he goes, okay, I can give you $5. You gave him $5 and they parted ways. Like, recognizing scenarios like that. I had a gal in a self-defense class recently who ended up going on some type of backpacking trip or hike, overnight hike, with people she thought she could trust. And this one guy, who was friends of, I guess, the leader of this, of the hiking group, got drunk, got handsy, and so, she's like, well, she says, I don't know if what I did was the right thing to do, but I survived. Like, it's something that I don't want to relive, but at least I wasn't raped or molested or anything like that. She basically just fed this guy alcohol until he passed out. And it's like it's situations like that where it's like, okay, if she had used any of the different techniques that we had taught by injuring this person, by having those little talks that that I teach, probably would have made the situation worse. And so she chose the safest way was to just get him drunk. And because if she's like, okay, well, if I'm going to hike out in the middle of the night, I trust myself that I could do that, but I don't want to do that because it's actually, it's not as safe. So she just got the guy drunk and stayed and then just left in the morning. It's just like, wow, that's actually pretty smart. So now that story is not in the book, but there's and I don't know how many stories there are. There are some stories that are like really, really short. It's just a page long. And then there's other stories that are like 6 or 7 pages long. But I'm about, I'd say 3/4. I think I'm about 3/4 the way through. So I'm almost finished. It's actually, it's a really good book. So, when I have whatever going on at the school where we're going to be doing a book signing, I'll let people know. So now some changes to some of the things coming up. There is not going to be a grass tournament, so we're not even going to go there. But I do have, we are going to be doing a table at Burton Elementary. We're going to be handing out Otter Pops there. Of course, we got our self-defense class on the 20th. One of the things about the self-defense class on the 20th, if people can make it, I would love anybody local, friends of mine, just come and come to the class. We are, Lisa and I spent several hours the other day and kind of redefining how the class should be taught, the techniques that we want to cover, and then how things are going to go after that. So we're going to have a core curriculum that we teach every single class, and then there's going to be like a couple extra techniques after that for each class. So and that'll be on the 20th. Of course, the weekend coming up, we got a lot of stuff going on. Potentially, now I don't have it on the list. But August 29th, which is a Monday, because school doesn't start here until the 30th, but on the 29th, there's a couple schools that are having their open house. I'm trying to get into Crestline, which is the school right behind me, behind the school. So, Jim, how are you, sir? So that is not on the list because it is not official, but so far everything else is here. And since Jim is listening, as you can see, I put this up every single day. So I'm promoting the hell out of everybody's stuff. I hope you and Davey have a good time in Georgia this weekend. I should have a student who lives just a couple hours south that I'm trying to convince to go up. But I don't know if he'll be able to go up for the entire weekend, maybe just a day. So, but anyway, so that's everything that's going on there. I will be in September. I will be in Washington, Indiana, playing with Jim and everybody. So I'm looking forward to that. Don't know if I'll be able to make it to the HKI camp. That all kind of depends on how many students how many students that I can have in the school. So I actually wouldn't mind spending more money to go to the camp if I had at certain number camp, or this certain student count. So let's see now. Talking about upcoming nerd shows. Now, this hasn't changed. I am kind of looking forward to She-Hulk. Strangely, that's Thursday. So that's actually next Thursday when I get back. So I think we will be talking about that next Friday, me and Rob. Rob and I will actually be on this Thursday talking about Prey. So if you've not seen Prey, Prey is on Hulu. Go watch it. It's amazing. In fact, I read an article today that talks about one of the Easter eggs that's in the movie and how that Easter egg came to be. So we'll talk about that on Thursday. I thought that was very, very cool. And then of course, somewhere in all of this, I need to watch season 4 of Cobra Kai, because on the 9th we get season 5. So I don't know. Yeah, I got a lot of watching to do. I am ahead though in my year of Trek, just because of this upcoming weekend. I don't know how I'll be able to watch everything. So I'm now in season 1 of Discovery, and it is God, it's such a bad show. I mean, rewatching it, I think this is the third or 4th time I've watched. Let's see, no, is it the 3rd time? I think it's the 3rd time, because I have watched all the way through season 3, and I did watch, and I rewatched with my wife. So up to like halfway through season 3. So I am rewatched. So I think this is time number 3 that I've gotten as far as I have. I think the last episode I just finished was the Harry Mudd episode, where he takes over the ship and with the whole time crystal thing. Yeah, it's Rainn Wilson plays a great Mudd. I will say that. I can't say that the show is growing on me, because it's still so poorly written, but and like the acting. I mean, looking at it as given the benefit of the doubt, if we look at the first season of The Next Generation, if we look at the first season of DS9, if we look at the first season of Voyager, awkward. There were some, and like for me, even rewatching season 1 of Next Generation, what was really awkward for me were the outfits and some of the acting. The acting really wasn't that great. Some of the stories were odd. So yeah, season 1 of every series is going to be a little bit awkward. Well, let's see. Except for Strange New Worlds, except for the original series, and except for Enterprise. Honestly, in my opinion, yeah. And I'd even say Voyager. No, Voyager was still awkward. It was Janeway's hair. Janeway's hair was always awkward for me. But anyway, we're moving into I don't know, we're just kind of moving along the storyline. Lorca, I don't remember if we know what happens, because we know that Lorca is from the Mirror Universe, the Lorca that we see on Discovery, Captain Lorca. But I can't remember, do we ever find out what his counterpart here in the Prime Universe is? That what happens to him? Is he killed? And that's how Lorca comes, is that what happens? Because I think somebody had brought up the idea of Strange New Worlds coming upon Lorca, Prime Lorca, and that would be kind of cool. So I am kind of looking forward to that. Let's see, school wise, I am I need to put out. So Lisa and I actually yesterday, Lisa and I sat down and we came up with a social media plan that we're going to start putting into place, which needs to be there. I have a list of stuff I need to do video wise. I have some Q-Show Corner episodes that I filmed last September that were never aired. So so far as I've gotten on that, I've pulled the video. It's sitting in a folder ready to edit. I think I'm going to rewatch and see what needs to be added, like intro wise, because I was thinking about maybe doing 2 people per episode. So, at least for the shorter ones. But that's, and I could film that today. I have a class at 2. I have a private class at 2, and then I don't have anything until 5 after that. So I have a couple hours that I can do that. But then I also need to write put out a newsletter. There's a lot of things I need to do. So, yeah. And all of this, and here's part of my thought is that I still want to move forward of doing something, promoting the school. I don't want to pause on anything, but I'm also going to be gone for a week. So that's also something that's kind of awkward almost. Well, not awkward, but it's one of those where it's just like, the school's gonna be closed for a week. Holy shit, what do I do? But so in the back of my head, I don't want to do too many promotions or too much. But like, there are some things where I can reach out and be like, hey, the school's gonna be closed. Like there's this one bank manager. I went around a couple weeks ago and met a lot of the managers or owners of the different businesses in the area, and I was like, basically saying, hey, if any employees that work within the mall, you get 10% off of training. And so this one bank manager, he's like, oh, my kid, you actually used to do martial arts, and she stopped, but we're thinking about getting her back in. I was like, sweet. And he's like, and you're right there. And I was like, I am. So it's reconnecting with him to say, hey, I'd love to have you come in and do a class, and just kind of send him links, just, kind of connect that way. See if anything's going on. Good morning, Rob. How are you? So it's doing like little things like that it'll be just to kind of stay connected and do that. And then basically coming back and just doing the full push of getting as many open houses done as possible. And like, so far, 2 of them are actually happening on the same day. And the Crestline one, they are, what is it? The Crestline one, that's happening on the 29th at like, I don't know, 3:30, Monday at 3:30. So that one I can do. There's another one at a school called Marion, and they're not really close to us. We're kind of out of the way. Same day, an hour later. And so that's not something that we could. And the only reason I know that is because they actually posted that on their Facebook page, because I started following That's one thing I did do is I started following all of the local schools and PTOs that I could find on Facebook. So, and of course, that stuff doesn't automatically come up in the thread. So what I'll have to do is take the time and actually go back and find these Facebook pages I've liked and be like, okay, what have they posted that's new, and either like their stuff or comment, that kind of stuff. Be that, and here's one thing is that I probably should have liked them as Artisan Martial Arts and not as me, so I could comment as Artisan Martial Arts. But I don't know if that's smart or not. So, and there's some other stuff. There's just this laundry list that I've written down in my brain, not actually on paper, so I can't see it. That's why it doesn't get done. But just this laundry list of stuff that I need, that I want to get done. I have gotten further on got some of the graphics done for my Kyusho book. So it is further along. I think we ended the show yesterday by me blaming Rob that I am moving on that quicker than I really wanted to. I wanted to move a little bit slower. So I'm going to try to not do any of the Kyusho stuff today, at least with the book. But at the rate that I'm going, I will totally have a working copy by or a mostly completed copy definitely by September. So by the time I go to what's his name? Who needs paper when you have a mental checklist? Well, and I'm seeing that you wrote that as kind of jokingly, because we all make mental checklists. It's just that we don't remember the shit. It's like going to the store. I'd be like, I have in my brain, I want to get this stuff, and then I don't get it because because I don't actually have it written down. Feel free to add a tagline in the thank yous for the book. Thank you, Rob. It's all your fault. Well, that's one thing that this book isn't going to have. I'm not going to have an acknowledgement. I could, but at least for this book, I don't think I need it. Because when it comes to like different books, like there are some instructional books. Usually it's, I've usually had a foreword by somebody else. An intro, and I do have my own intro in there, but I don't think I'm really, I don't know. I could do an acknowledgments, because if you look at I see this as more of it's a reference guide, and usually reference guides don't really have, at least in my experience, in my brain, I don't have, I don't see I don't see reference guides having those. Your autograph copy. Yes, I will have an autograph copy for you that says, thank you, Rob. It's all your fault. Just for you. There you go. So, but yeah, so I've worked on that. I also have to, one thing I didn't do yesterday, which I wanted to do, which was at least stain my batleths. I didn't do that yesterday. I probably should do that. I'd like to get at least one coat of Varathane on it before I leave. And for something like that big, I'm not sure exactly how I want to do the Varathane. because usually I just paint one side, let it dry, flip it over. And that's kind of what I've done in the past. So I might do that, might not. I don't know. So we'll see. Yeah, just all these things. Just my life. Just, it's fun. Let's see, what else is going on? Yeah, just watching Star Trek, doing stuff. Okay, so one thing I didn't do yesterday, because if I did bring up that it was Tim Hollenbeck's birthday yesterday. Okay, and actually, and I'll get let's do birthdays. Okay, so if we go to my friends, and I noticed that when I was surfing Facebook early this morning, that I did miss a couple other people's birthdays. So so yesterday there is the husband of She Who Shall Not Be Named. I'm still friends with him on Facebook. Anyway, so it was his birthday yesterday. And then I guess a cousin. I'm not exactly sure. It's definitely a cousin because, of course, his last name is Handworker. But Gregory Handworker was born yesterday, and I just saw, and was it? Okay, so and Steve Handworker. I don't know if Steve is actually watching this, but Steve is also a distant cousin of mine. I just saw it pop up. I'm looking at Facebook birthdays, and of course it pops up of who actually liked it, even though I can come up here and actually see who it is. But let's see. And then it doesn't, if I missed anybody else's birthdays, I'm really sorry. I just didn't see them, but I will say, if we go to my calendar, who were we talking shit about yesterday? That it's all his fault that Praxis exploded, and that that Carol Marcus changed her vocation from being a biologist to a weapons specialist. But Eric Bana. It is Eric Bana's birthday today. He's 54, by the way. Yeah. So Eric Bana, and for people who don't know, Eric Bana is actually a pretty good actor. But he played the first Hulk, the first rendition of Marvel's Hulk on the big screen. I know people talk shit about that movie, but he actually played a pretty good Hulk. I actually liked it. Like, I liked Edward Norton, and I liked Eric Bana. Raffalo, or however you pronounce his name, he does an okay job, but I actually kind of really like the original Hulk. It's just me. And then I have an old student of mine, Anthony Ziegenfuss. He's 25 today, so happy birthday, Anthony. And then so that's kind of it's kind of all the birthdays I have, unless of course there's some other birthdays I'm missing. But that's everything that's written down. I'm sure I'll go on to the internet, and it'll say, oh, this person's birthday today. But okay, so found out last night Miss Physical, Sandy from Greece, and I'm throwing those out there because her name does not come to mind. And I will add that he played a good Hulk. That's in relationship to Eric Bana. Cannot remember her name. It just came to it. Okay. Anyway, she died yesterday, 73. Do I really have to go there? Let's see. What is her name? I'm not thinking of her name. Oh, thank you, sir. Olivia Newton-John. I don't know why I could not remember the name. Anyway, so she passed away yesterday, 73. Don't know if she was sick. And then for those of you who didn't hear, Anne H., who's actually not as old as I thought she was. She is not dead, but she's on a ventilator in the ICU. She ended up, she was speeding, we don't know why, and ended up crashing into a house. The house caught on fire. Anyway, so and I don't mean this to turn this into page 6, but just these random things are popping into my head. Sorry, typing with one hand takes time. 30 years of fighting cancer. Oh, shit. That's why she died. Well, that sucks. Well, shoot. Say no to cigarettes, boys and girls. All right. Let me see. Who else? Is there anything else? How'd you get out? Hold on a second. Hold on. Nope. You just ruined this for everybody else. So, our asshole of a cat, Dojo, gotta love him. He's a fine furry creature, but he's a cat, so he's default asshole. So we have this cat litter that is amazing. It is the greatest cat litter in the world. In fact, that's what it's called, the greatest cat litter in the world. It is all natural. It kills the scent of urine and poo like that, and it smells good. Like, it's not scented. It's like this natural. Well, he uses it, but like when we replace his cat litter, or like scoop it out and then just add new stuff on top just to kind of freshen it up, he will not use the cat box at all. And we're like, dude, you haven't pissed in like a whole day. So where in the house are you peeing? So this morning my wife is in the bathroom and he comes in. He likes to just barge in like cats do. They barge in so they can watch you go to do your business. And he decides to take a squat in the corner. Not in the cat box, but in the corner, like he's going to take a piss. And so she stopped it, and when he does that, he is banished to the bathroom. So he has, his food in there and cat box. So apparently he's out of quarantine, or I don't know what the hell you'd call it. So anyway, so he came up, and because he was in the bathroom, I did not actually have the gate up, and I had the thing. Yeah. So yes, Dojo is out on parole. So And I don't know if you can hear that, but my wife has her music playing. She's in the kitchen. Uh, but anyway, if there's music playing in the background, that's her. So, hmm. So, um, let's see. My tea's coming to an end, so I might just cut this short. And rightfully so, because I don't know how long I talked yesterday. It was like an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half. But it was good. It was good. It was fun. So um so let's see. What am I gonna do today? Of this long list of things I need to do, I think I will I'll stain my stain my batlets, get that done. Okay, so stain can dry and then I can varathane. And then I've been looking at this hole in my gate because it's not going to be super hot. I could probably do that. And then it'll be time for lunch. So then I'll have lunch and then I'll go up to the dojo and then I will, I think I'll write I think the one thing that I'll do for the school today, I'll email a couple people and then just connecting with them. And then I will put out my newsletter. I think that's what I'm going to do today. That's what I'm going to do today. So no video for Kyushu Corner. Um, actually, I think with that, I might just plan to get together with my son and be like, okay, I want to shoot, like 6 or 7 episodes, 8 episodes, which is usually what I do. I'll shoot, a good number of episodes. In fact, there's times where I'll just be like, I'd shoot like 12 episodes. That's 3 months worth of content, like right there. So I'll shoot. I think I'll do that. And what I'll plan the points that I want to do. And I'll tell you, dude, thank you, Rob. It's all your fault that going through some of these points, it's like, ooh, I don't have like for about half the points that I go over, I don't have application, not applications, but activation. Like, and so it's like, and there's some where I can guess because, it's just where it lays on the body and just knowing that stuff. Okay. But it's some of it's like, wow, okay, that would be kind of a cool point to cover. And how would we get that? And what application would we go through? So I have, as I've been going through the points, I've been like, ooh, that would be kind of cool. Ooh, that would be kind of cool. Ooh, that would be kind of cool. And related to some of the stuff that maybe my son does that we could make, basically do season 8 of Kyushu Corner. So anyway, I'm going to make an artisan martial arts shirt for myself where on the back it says, Rob, it's all your fault. Well, my first book, my first book, and well, actually, I think all my books, not just the Kyushu book, the Kyushu reference guide, but my neck pinch book, really specifically, my my decoding kata book. Those are all Dane Anderson's fault. Plain up and he's the one that encouraged me to start writing. And in fact, there's been I've started writing here and there how I met them, and so it'll be one of those where like I'll take key people in my life, and I have a story. How did I meet this person? So like right now, it's one of those where it's where it's like, okay, well, I met the person, but they didn't, they're not famous, but they're important to me. So I'll have those people. And then there's the people that are famous, or that not necessarily famous, but most people would go, oh, I recognize that name. So anyway, so yeah, so let's see. go through my mental list again. We're going to stay in the batless. We're going to fix the fence, at least this one section of the fence, because that's all that really needs to be fixed. And then have lunch, return emails, and do a newsletter. Those 5 things. That's my goal for today. So tune in tomorrow at 9:30 Pacific Standard Time to see if I accomplish those 5 things. Hoo-yah! All right. Okay, so that is all that I have for today. Thank you for tuning in, listening to me just flap my lips for 45 minutes. Thank you for those who have stopped in, and if you're still watching and it's not live, because I only know one person is watching right now that's live, but that means that you find me interesting for some reason. I don't know. And you still have not liked, subscribed, shared, all that kind of stuff, do so. I appreciate your support. Let's see. See if ADD or Rob messes up Mish's mental checklist. There we go. All right. Yeah. So until tomorrow, love to all. Be safe. And